Hey there everyone, welcome back to another homeschooling video. Today we're going to be talking about how to get started on homeschooling when you just don't know where to go, because it can be a little scary at first. There's a lot of things going on in this world right now, and I know a lot of you have been coming to my channel about homeschooling and just getting started on homeschooling after just recent things in the news and all kinds of things going on. A lot more people are starting to pull their children out of public schools and into homeschooling, and they just don't know where to go. It's really scary to start out. I totally understand. I started homeschooling and I just didn't know what to do. I started asking everybody that I know questions. Anybody that homeschooled, let me know, what do you do? So I am in the state of Pennsylvania, but it's pretty similar for all the rest of the states if you're in the United States. Obviously, you do need to check with your homeschooling laws in your state. And the best thing to do for that is to actually just call your local school district. If your kid's in school already and you're pulling them out, you already have connections, you know where to go. If you're moving or you're in an area that has the school that your child would have been attending had they been going to a physical school, give them a call and say, hey, I want to homeschool, what do I do? So for me in the state of Pennsylvania, I had to call my school and I said, my daughter's going to be enrolling in kindergarten, I want to homeschool, what do I need to do? And they said, well, you've got to fill out a couple of forms. Here's all of our guidelines. It was like 2 or 3 papers back and front. I had to get it notarized and send it back to the school so that they knew my daughter was registered for kindergarten in our county, in our state, and that I would be sending them all of the information at the end of the year as to what she's done in the school. So that's another thing that people kind of get a little bit about, is like, what do I have to send the school? What do I have to tell the school? Blah, blah, blah. Gets a little bit stressful, right? So that's the first thing. Just figure out how to register your child for homeschool. Contact your school, tell them you're interested, and they'll put you in the right direction. There's a lot of Google searches you can do for your state as well. It's all online if you want to see it. So once you get your child enrolled in homeschooling, you obviously need some sort of curriculum. Now, there are a lot of online curriculums as well if you don't want to go like the physical book and all kinds of stuff. You can also enroll your kids in online schools from home. It's not really like homeschool, but it's public school at home, so you might as well just say you're kind of homeschooling. Companies like K-12, it's nationwide, is an online public school. It's totally free. You can do pretty much everything you do at a public school, but at your home. So if you want to do that, you can enroll through K-12, and then your kid wouldn't really be enrolled as a homeschooler. They'd actually be a public school student in your state. So you don't have to reach out to your school. You don't have to submit anything at the end of the year. It's all online, accredited public school. Most states also have their own variations of this that follow along with their specific state curriculum and guidelines. I obviously can't list them off for every single state, but in the state of Pennsylvania, we do have a few, including Montessori style, Christian, Catholic, all kinds of different things. So that's also an option as well if you want to enroll them in an online public school from home. But if you want to like homeschool your own curriculum, report it to the state at the end of the year kind of deal, this is what you need to do. So get them enrolled in homeschool, let your local school district know that you are homeschooling. Then you are going to start looking at curriculum. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I have to have an accredited curriculum. You don't. You don't. When you're homeschooling, the accredited curriculum are the state-run curriculums. So if you want an accredited curriculum, you're basically going to be doing what I was saying with like K-12. You're going to be enrolling them in a public school that they're going to do from their home. If you're homeschooling, and you're homeschooling, like getting curriculum and reporting to the state, it is not accredited. It will not be accredited. There's a couple variations that you can do. You can put your kids kind of like a hybrid if you want to get like a legit diploma at the end of all of this. But it still counts. So just because somebody says, oh, you're homeschooling, it's not accredited, don't think it doesn't count. It counts. Just because it's not accredited. Accredited is the certification given to the state, like by the state, by the government, to say, we approve of this curriculum, you can use it for public school. That's kind of what accreditation is. So just because it's not accredited, don't be afraid. Like it sounds scary, but it's really not. So anyway, guys, just to give you an idea, you're going to pick out your curriculum, you're going to basically set your routine and everything. And what we have done is I've got Math with Confidence, and then I went with Dash into Reading and Handwriting, the Dash into Learning program. So reading, handwriting, math, And then we supplement with a lot of other things. So we do get the little passport books. So just for an example, here's one of the ones that we've got in the mail. So this is a habitat sticker book. It has a bunch of little boards on it that show different types of habitats, and you find the animals and you put them in the right habitats. It comes with a lot of other learning. It came with like a lizard that we built out of foam, and it came with the turtle. Like you pull its tail and it eats stuff. Like the head comes out and it like grabs things, and it was really cool. Anyway, it took a really long time to build, but it was fun. Her writing curriculum looks like this. So it's got all the letters. This is early, like this is only page 11 out of the book. An apple tree, she did the letter N's. For the letter R, she got to draw a rabbit. And then I'll show you later on in the year, we've got other things like bigger words and sentences, letter blending, secret message. See, isn't that fun? That's pretty cool. Oh, she gets to draw a unicorn. This is like the starting first grade type deal. And then for Math with Confidence, this is very, very, very hands-on. Use a lot of manipulatives and stuff, but each page is a lesson. So you do one page a day and you're done. And we also do board games. So we've got like sight word bingo and all kinds of other things. So you just need to pick what curriculum you want to use. There are tons of videos, tons of research out there to figure out what you want to use. All of ours is secular. There's tons of secular out there. There's also tons of religious out there. So if you want a Christian-based curriculum, there are tons of them, and there are great ones. I can recommend some of those as well. If you need some recommendations, just let me know. I can make videos on any of these curriculums that you would like me to make a video on. The other thing we use is an Osmo. So if you haven't seen an Osmo, it's like a game that you hook up to your iPad. There is actually now a curriculum that is for the Osmo, which I think we're going to be trying next year, starting in pre-K actually. So my youngest will be doing pre-K, my middle will be doing kindergarten, and my oldest will be doing first grade. And I think I'm going to get all of those, so keep an eye out for reviews on those as well. But we have one where you make pizza and you use money and you pay your customers. We've got one that's a detective set. We've got coding, we've got math, we've got reading, we've got drawing, we've got letter making and designs, and like all kinds of things. We've got so many of them, and they're great. They keep them entertained and they are learning. Other things like Reading Eggs, ABC Mouse, all these other online games that you can play on your iPad. You can actually get a parent portal that gives you a report at the end that you can give to the state if you want to do that. So I think diving into the curriculum is something that you should definitely take time on, take time over the summer to do that. You have a lot of time to look into it, as well as a lot of summer sales that are going to be coming around for your curriculum. So register your kid with the state and with your school district. Check out all of your curriculum. Now the thing at the end is what a lot of parents think is the most scary. You've got to let the state know that you've done something, right? You can't just, well, actually not all states require that, to be completely honest. In the state of Pennsylvania, it's actually one of the most strict states in the country as far as reporting. But there are states where you can register your child and never talk to them ever again. So if you're in one of those states, you get off easy on that one, kind of easy. I mean, homeschooling is not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but you get off with the state reporting part. In the state of Pennsylvania and most states, you do have to submit a portfolio that then gets reviewed by somebody who is going to let the state know whether you did a good job or not, essentially. So the good thing is, in my state and most states, you get to pick who that person is. So if you know another homeschool family that is using somebody who is state certified to do that, that's great. So I have a friend who I met whenever I was getting my degree who's going to do ours for us. And she is very much on the same page as far as why she's homeschooling, how she homeschools, what her routine is like, what her kids do, everything like that. We're very similar in our beliefs for why we're homeschooling. And so I'm very, very fortunate that she is able to do our portfolio review at the end of the year. And so, portfolio reviews. I basically use like a binder like this. And now this one doesn't really have anything in it. I'm going to be using this for my youngest who's not in school yet. But I have just little clear plastic papers. and or paper holders, liners, whatever those are, page protectors, I guess. I'm going to do a video on just the portfolio, so if you want to see that, come back. Otherwise, this video is going to be forever long. But you want to make little dividers in there and say, you know, math, English, science, whatever. And all you have to do for most states is just show that your child is progressing. Put in a picture of their handwriting from the first day of school. Wait 5 or 6 weeks, slap another one in there. Wait another 5 or 6 weeks, put another one in there. You just need a couple worksheets or activities or examples for each subject to show that here's where I started, here's where I end, and in between point A and point B, there's improvement. That's it. You do not have to say, oh, well, kindergarten on day 160, they were doing skip counting by 5. So you better be doing skip counting by 5 on that same day too. You know what? If your kid did skip counting by 5 on day 50, great. If your kid isn't doing skip counting by 5 until the first day of kindergarten, great. As long as they got from point A to point B and there's a line of improvement, it can be this type of a line, it can be this type of a line. It doesn't matter. Point A to point B, as long as there's improvement, you're going to be fine. Homeschooling is not about being on a specific target. It is about letting your child learn and grow at their own pace in a way that they understand, in a way that they are learning, in a way that makes them confident, in a way that makes learning fun. Do not think that your child has to be on a specific target by the end of kindergarten, by the end of 3rd grade. They don't. And most states, I know in Pennsylvania, but most states, you do have to do the state tests, standardized tests. I can't remember Pennsylvania, it's like 3rd grade, 5th grade, I can't remember. There's a couple of grades. But my child has to take the exam, and I do not have to report the results to the state. They don't need to know. They might ask me, but the only reason that they're going to ask me for them in the state of Pennsylvania is because my child did really, really well, and they want those numbers so that they can get funding with my child's test scores. If she doesn't perform well, they don't want them, because then it's going to lower their funding. So they don't need to know your test scores. You just legally have to take them, basically. So at least I know for my portfolio review, the person that's going to be doing them just looks to see that I did it. They don't even look at the score. They just check off that we did it. The score is not reported to the state at all. And honestly, it doesn't matter, because test scores and state standard scores, they do not define you as a teacher, as a parent, and they do not define your child. So don't ever let that happen where you think those state scores mean that you're behind, because it does not. Your child is exactly where they need to be all the time, and that is fine. And that is what is going to help you homeschool. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you. The 3 steps were: register your child with your school district as a homeschooler, or with your state, whatever you have to do, Google it. Check out all of your curriculum, pick what curriculum you want to do, and track your portfolio, show improvement, and you're going to be just fine. If you have any questions or you want to reach out, leave us a comment down below, and I'll try to answer any questions that I get about homeschooling. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.